Right guys, so back in VRC Touring Cars, and I decided to take the Fortix Mondo, which is a take on the Mondeo, which yeah, and I thought to myself, and I could kind of admit when I'm wrong, and I need to give things a second look, right? I've seen mixed reviews online with these cars. Some people are saying they're great, other people saying they're not so good. I was on the side of the not so good because the force feedback lacked a bit of detail. It was just difficult to see when we were above the limit, below the limit. So what I've decided to do was basically hit the reset button on what I think. I've made some adjustments to the car setup to make it a bit more, well, a bit less oversteery, because I thought to myself, maybe there was so much rotation built into the setup, like a stupid amount, that maybe it was impossible to feel anything. And if that's the case, then maybe the guys at VRC should update the base setups to be less twitchy, because a race car can't be possibly set up that way. I mean, it's nuts. Bit of rotation, yes, for sure, but the way they're set up out of the box is just bananas. So anyway, a 6-lap race at Croft, 19 cars or so on the grid, a mix of all of the different models and makes and stuff. My one is the blue one at the front there. It's running the CSP extended physics or whatever it does. I don't know. But anyway, that's the situation. So yeah, let's go for it then. Let's go for that race, and yeah, let's go for it.
6 laps. Okay, Gary, be ready.
And I need my Heli Corsa so I don't go crashing into people.
Green, green, green.
I have the AI is on like 100%, so let's see. And I know Croft from racing it on Or Factor, so okay, so it's a Fortix party at the front.
On the right. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right.
Yeah, I have to say with the setup tweaked, I'm able to feel more. I know what's going on a lot better because the car's not behaving in such a wild way.
It's on your left. Clear on the left.
Now, arguably, when I did review these cars a couple of days ago, I couldn't really feel any over rotation at all. So yeah, where now I sort of can. Yeah, it's a lot better than what I drove the other day, that's for sure. So the setups must be so much to the extreme that all feeling out of the car is just gone.
Car right. Your right side's clear. Got a car on your right. Right side's clear.
Bit of a lockup. It's going to cost me a little. Yeah, okay.
Left side.
Yeah, and even there, just as in the braking area, I could feel the back of it threatening to snap, and
Hold your line.
yeah, I collected it straight away. Just with the more balanced setups on the car. Ooh,
On the right side. Clear on the right. On your right.
Jesus.
Clear on the right.
As I say, more. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hold your line.
Yeah, yeah, are battling, aren't they? Holy shit.
Still there. Right side.
That's what we want, though.
Right side.
This is good.
Still there.
This is very good.
Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear on the right side. On your right. Still there. He's still there. He's still there.
Yeah, impressive AI, I have to say.
Still there.
Holy moly.
Still there. Still there. Clear on the right. B5.
Yeah, this is actually a huge improvement. So, you know, I would say to people, definitely go with a safer setup. So what I've done is I've increased the bump stop values on the front, reduced them on the back.
Hold your line.
I have increased the rear suspension rebound damping. I've increased the front anti-roll bar, I've reduced the rear anti-roll bar, I've increased the front suspension stiffness, I've decreased the rear. Basically I've just made the front harder and the back softer. Haven't touched anything on the differential or anything like that. So yeah, makes a big difference.
Right, Gary, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Watch your right. Clear on the right. On your right. Hold your line.
It's my corner, surely. Fuck.
Still there.
Turns into me.
Right side.
Good pass, well done. The gap to raise ahead is increasing. It's now 3.7 seconds. Just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. E4, half distance. Fuel looks good. That last lap was at 131.0.
And as you can see, I'm able to actually feel the rear snapping away into the braking areas now, whereas before couldn't feel that at all. I'd still like the force feedback to be a little bit, just a little bit more communicative, but yeah, I have to say that the setup alone has solved maybe 50% of the problem, if not more.
The gap behind is now 1.1 seconds.
A little bit after the top three. Yeah, and I have to say, like, I think the guys at VRC, they have like some kind of, I won't say responsibility, but you know, they should be able to provide like a setup that is not as severe as the one that these come with, because ultimately, as an end user, like, we don't know what the parameters of setting these cars up typically would be. We don't know what way it's been modelled or simulated, so you know, we rely on the modder to actually provide a setup that is balanced. It doesn't have to be aggressive, doesn't have to be safe, it just has to be a nice in between. Because you know, we pick it up as sim racers and just drive it as it is out of the box, and we think, okay, this must be the basis for how the car actually behaves. And then it's only when you realise that the base setup has been, let's say, off by a few clicks everywhere. You know, it's still a bit twitchy. I'd still like it to be a bit safer, and that can be setup related again, but you know, the point is that they can be made to be a bit safer. Like, I mean, if this right now was on the default, we would have been off the track by now. They're borderline undrivable. You cannot feel anything through the wheel with them, but these are a lot better when you make a few setup tweaks. Yeah, it's totally different. I'd like the brake lights to be a little bit brighter. Just I didn't really notice the car in front braking too much. It wasn't that obvious, but
That was at 128.7.
noise is great. Oh, the second time I've done that.
Okay, Gary, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines.
full commit there, I can usually get a better exit than the AI. Last lap. Yeah, I can definitely feel the oversteer kind of when it happens now. It's a bit more obvious, just because better setups on the car, to be honest. Yeah, great racing though, I have to say. The AI is pretty good.
Right side, clear on the right. Watch the right
Oh,
side.
tagged him, went for a dive bomb.
Still there. Clear on the left side.
Be rude not to the last corner of the last lap, wouldn't it?
P3.
Yeah, that was good fun. That was really good fun. So, yeah, it appears that a lot of these setup changes seem to cure the lack of feeling in the car. Like out of the box, the cars are just absolutely undrivable. Let's have a quick look at the replay here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Great sounds, great models, and yeah, it's going to be great as well when the skins come out for these from the community. Like, you know, when you have the actual proper real life skins on them, I think it'll be fantastic. I've seen early previews of some of the work already that some people are working on. It looks really good, I have to say. I think I have some of my particle effects overdone on Content Manager and CSP and stuff. Backfires are giving like diesel smoke out the exhaust. But yeah, I have to say, to be fair to the guys at VRC, I do have a a slightly different opinion on these cars after driving them here. A lot of it, and you know, this would be my recommendation to anyone picking up this mod. Whether, you know, and even to the guys at VRC, like, I'd recommend, you know, change the default setups on the car, because out of the box it's just all over the place. It's undrivable, and you know, we're making little adjustments, but they're not enough. I mean, I had to make a good few clicks on the front suspension, the rear suspension, the anti-roll bars, the dampers, the rebound, even like 2 little tiny clicks on the rear camber. Now, I know about setting cars up, and you know, not everyone will. This is my point, you know. So if I didn't know any better, I would really struggle. I would have had my first impression on these cars yesterday, and I would have just left it at that. I would have been like, okay, forget it. These cars are broken or whatever. Let's have a look at this battle actually for a minute. Yeah, it's great. I actually really like the sounds. Yeah, they sound really good. You know, initially I thought the sounds were not raspy enough, but you know, the more I think of it, like, sound can be a bit subjective. Like, I just know from being on racetracks and stuff, the sounds typically are a bit raspier, but to be completely honest, I mean, they do sound great. I love the ambient, the panning of it as well, particularly as the car goes past. Yeah, it's really good. I think this is the bit then when I start getting away from the yellow car behind. Airborne. Yeah, no, I have to say, I'm impressed. I kind of been a little bit of humble pie, in a way. Like, on the one hand, I blame the developer because the setup as shipped is horrific. On the other hand, I kind of blame myself because me being pretty handy with setups, you know, how like setting a car up in general. I probably should have tried that first, but like I say, it's still not perfect, right? I'd still like to have a little bit more, let's say, linearity in the force feedback, particularly above the limit. But I will say, when the setup is kind of done right, you do begin to get that linearity back into the feeling. It's no longer an on-off switch. And I think with the default setups, it can be a bit like an on-off switch, you know, purely because nobody, you know, well, not nobody, but it's like the default setup is so aggressive that if you're not spinning from the rear, you're afraid to tip the car in, you're stabbing on the brake to try and slow you down and stuff like that, and the whole thing just begins to fall apart. Oh, I like that view, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. That narrower field of view kind of gives you a sense of, like, TV on board, like action type of feel. Yeah, my second take on these is not that bad, actually. I don't think they're that bad at all. And yeah, maybe maybe I was a bit, like I say, maybe a bit too quick to form an opinion before, but again, my recommendation to the developers would be to ship all of these cars with a more neutral setup, and let people actually learn how to drive them, and get a bit of feel in the force feedback. Because yeah, I really feel how they ship, and even after me making these adjustments, by the way, it still wasn't perfect. Let's get to the end of the race when I took out Jesus. Can't even do my best Alonso impression about leave it to space. That was terrible. Oh well. Yeah, we leave it there, guys. Yeah, like I say, I think these cars are definitely worth a spin now, and I do think there'll be an update or two over the next few weeks. There normally is. What they'll update, I don't really know, but I know there's been mentioned already, like maybe some, I don't know, graphical things or whatever. But if they get the feedback a little bit more linear at the limit and above the limit and fix the setups that they ship with, that will be a big step in the right direction. And if they start filling the grid with the other cars like the Renault, the Nissan, the Peugeot, the Volvo as well, if they start doing all of that, we're going to have a really good BTCC late 90s era simulator that will be great for leagues. But yeah, we leave it there, guys. Like I say, a second look at these with the adjustments I made. I had a blast of a race. I thought it was really good. Nice to race them. They feel raw. They feel visceral. They do all the right things. Like I say, a slight tweak on the FFB I think might be needed. But the biggest thing is the default setups. Just need to be looked at. Let me just jump back to the pits actually and share the setup. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll share the setup actually in the folder that I normally share my content with other people and stuff. Pull it down, do a race at this, see what you think. If anything, the setup I have, I'd probably go up an extra click on the front suspension and maybe -1 on the rear. Make the rear softer yet and make the front a bit stiffer still. Or the anti-roll bar, stiffen the front, slacken off the rear. But yeah, leave it there guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, until the next one.